The Taurus 709 Slim, 7-shot 9mm, compact 9. It's marketed for more or less concealed carry. It's a pretty neat gun, and I picked this up, and the reason I bought this gun, even though I had trouble with the Taurus 738 380 auto, is Guns and Ammo did an article. I guess Glock came out with a single stack concealable or easy to conceal pistol. And what Guns and Ammo did was get a similar handgun from all the different manufacturers and just run an out-of-the-box test on it. I think Walter, Glock, Ruger, the Taurus was in there, the 709 Slim. I think there were 10 different handguns. And out of all the guns, 2 or 3 of them had absolutely no malfunctions or anything. The Taurus came out in the top 3. And price-wise, compared to the other guns, I think I paid altogether with sales tax and everything like $245 for this pistol, which isn't bad. It's worth it. It's a buy, as they say. Now, like I said, we'll take a look at the gun. It's a compact pistol. Has adjustable sights, 3 white dots, 7-round magazine. It has a slide release and a manual thumb safety, which was the only thing one of the shooters accidentally tripped this while drawing the gun. But it's nice to have an extra safety on there. Then on the top here, where this got a loaded chamber indicator, so if you had a loaded round in there, you can look in the dark and tell if you got a loaded round. And basically it's a Palomar pistol, standard little Glock trigger safety style thing there where you got a depressed thing in the middle. And this is a striker fired gun, but which is unusual about it, which most striker fired guns, is if you pull the trigger with this, you can go again. It'll fire again. A lot of striker fired guns you have to clear the weapon to get it out. So I'm not quite sure it's a double single action or what it is, but the firing mechanism is also kind of added advantage. If you get a light strike or something, you can get a second whack at it without having to clear the gun. And it feels well in the hand. It's nice. I like it. I took this, and I'll add the videos there. I bought this. I wasn't uploading videos. I got to the range and I fired some ammo out of it, and right out of the box. I mean, I cleaned out the packing grease and I just took it out and fired it. And it's a pretty decent gun. Accurate. Feels well. It fits well on my hand. It wasn't hard to get used to. 100% function, other than for one reload which kind of hung up, which when I go over the ammunition I used, I'll tell you why. But what I like is it has adjustable sights. And what you do is you get the little key, and there's like a real fine screwdriver on this end, and then your Taurus lock on the other. And your Taurus lock is here, where the little hex goes in. And there's 2 screws here, and the instruction manual will show you one's for windage, one is for elevation. So you have adjustable sights. Again, 3 white dots. I don't know if you can see it or not. 3-dot sight system. You know, you could see the sights fairly well, where the little 738 is just a nub and a notch on top of the slide. So you have adjustable sights, which is a plus. And like I said, the gun handled quite well. A lot of nice features. The safety, loaded chamber indicator that you could find at night, and a double strike capacity. So for the money, it's a pretty good gun. Now when I took it out and fired it, what I ran through it was your steel case Wolf Classic, 115 grain full metal jacket. I ran some Aguila, I guess you call it, the 9mm, and that's a brass case cartridge. It's 124 grain. This is made down in Mexico. It's pretty good ammunition. I haven't had no trouble with it, and it's reloadable brass. So I've reloaded some of this brass too. Then I ran a series of 3 different reloads. I had a Barry's bullet and a couple cast bullets. And I'll zoom in and show you what I ran. These are my personal reloads. Get these up there. I gotta go back. Okay. Zoom in. Alright, what I had is a Barry's bullet. I think that's 124 grain. That's a plated bullet. I loaded that with bullseye. Now I had 2 of these Lyman cast bullets. I've sold the molds for them, but I casted thousands of bullets. I got a truncated cone, 124 grain bullet. I'm not quite sure what the number is. And then 147 grain, nice big heavy bullet, cast bullet. I loaded this with bullseye, and this with blue dot. And I had one of the 147 grains hang up because to seat this bullet into the case, and when you're using mixed brass, you'd probably have to use a more thinner 9mm brass because I have to size this bullet down a few thousand smaller in diameter, because if I don't kind of undersize it, it'll bulge the cases, because the 9mm cases are kind of tapered, and when you're just seating so far, you know, if you look at some of the brass, you couldn't really use this bullet because you have to seat it deep. And I think when I was loading it, I had one that I didn't quite crimp or get when I expanded it, and it hung up on one of these. But I shot like, I think 2 magazines at each, so 14 rounds. So that was my hang up when I do the shooting part. That's what hung up on me. But it handled all of it. It handled the steel case factory ammo. It handled the brass factory ammo. It handled my reloads, which was brass case with these here cast bullets. And as you'll see in the following part of the video, I was quite impressed. You know, I mean, the 147s I had to get kind of used to, figure out where I was shooting. But for a gun I've never fired before, right out of the box in one day, the results were phenomenal. But if you get a chance to check it out, it's a good gun. I recommend it. And for the price, it's not a bad deal. So now we'll go on to the shooting part of the video. Okay, we're out here. We're going to test our 709 Taurus Slim 9mm. Very interesting pistol. You know, I've done our features: adjustable sights, 3 safeties, 7-round mag. I'm going to run several different types of ammo, about 8 or 10 yards. I'm going to start with the Wolf Classic 9mm. Okay, a second magazine with the Wolf Classic, 115 grain load. Okay, alright, next up is the Aguila 124 grain. jacketed bullet. Again, roughly about 8-10 yards. Clip through there, ammo. Again, the Aguila. Okay, now we're going to do one of my reloads for the 150 berry bullet loaded with bullseye. Next up is a 125 grain cast bullet I reloaded. We're going to try that also. Alright, the last ammo is another reload, 147 grain cast 9mm bullet. We're going to give that a try. Alright, it's about 8 yards, say 9 yards, out of the box, never shooting a gun before, using all different types of ammo. I kept everything on paper. There was only one malfunction with a cast bullet that the slide didn't lock, and that's more the ammunition, not the gun. But here's our Wolf Military Classic 150 grain jacketed. Pretty good. Couple flyers, getting used to it. Then the Aguila, again, accuracy, very, very good. Okay. And here's my jacketed 124 grain reload with bullseye. Can't complain. 124 grain cast bullet. Now the cast bullets, I haven't really tuned them in well, but still, it's still good grouping, and we're still being able to hit what we're aiming at with the bullets, with different types of ammo. And then we went again with the 147 grain, which a lot of them I was off at first, had to kind of get used to it, but then I got it, the second clip, I'm in the bowl. For a gun that costs less than $250, you can't beat this thing. I mean, the only malfunction I had was because of the ammunition, I know it. But anything else, smooth, accurate, right out of the box. Great gun.